Pokemon Day is just a couple days away. With that, it comes as no surprise that some of the info of what to expect is starting to surface. Game studios, even publishers like Nintendo and Sony themselves have been notoriously bad lately at keeping things secret. Outdated security practices and safeguards just aren't working the way they used to. We most recently saw this with the Switch 2 leaking completely, forcing Nintendo to give us an early reveal trailer for the system that said little more than, "Hey, look guys, it's real." Even worse was the now infamous Terra leak from Game Freak, the developers of Pokemon. Just a few months ago, a hacker gained access to all of Game Freak's internal files, revealing to the public some hand-selected information they felt comfortable sharing with us. In that Terra leak, we gathered insight into Pokemon Legends ZA, Pokemon Gen 10, a few Pokemon spin-off games, scrapped content and developer builds of previous Pokemon games, and some weird internal documents that told stories of Pokemon and humans, mating, which I hope to Arceus never see the light of day in any official Pokemon game to come, ever. Now, why am I recapping this? What's going on? Well, context is important, because one of the things I just mentioned is going to be revealed in the Pokemon Presents this week. The title that's going to be revealed is intriguing to me because it's not only a spin-off title, but it's a spin-off title co-developed by Ilka Inc., the developers of Pokemon BDSP, and Game Freak, the developers of mainline Pokemon. I find this so crazy because typically, Pokemon outsources its spin-off titles to other development studios, not delegating that task to Game Freak themselves. The Mystery Dungeon series is developed by Spike Chunsoft. Pokepark was Creatures Inc. Stadium and Ranger were HAL Labs. Snap was also HAL and now is Bandai Namco. Pokken is Bandai Namco. Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, Battle Revolution, and Cafe Remix are Genius Sonority. Go is Niantic. Heck, even TCG Pocket is outsourced to a developer called Dana. This list goes on and on. There have been countless Pokemon spin-offs over the years, but not a single one of them was developed or even co-developed by Game Freak. What makes this wilder to me is that even though Game Freak has seen some positive structural changes in recent years, and have even expanded a bit like they should, I still don't know if they're large enough to begin undertaking spin-offs alongside their mainline releases. If the lack of polish in Scarlet and Violet were anything to go by, they seem to still have their hands full, and it comes off a bit hasty to add to their overpacked workload when they already seem to struggle outputting games at the breakneck speed the Pokemon Company requires them to. In the last 5+ years, their most polished game was Legends Arceus, and the only reason it was so polished was because it got delayed. They're doing the same now with Pokemon Legends ZA. I mean, they literally took the entire year of 2024 off from a mainline release. Not even DLC was released last year. But as positive of a change that is, I don't want them to undermine their own progress by taking on too many tasks. More than they can handle. All right, but I hear you. We're not here today to necessarily give constructive feedback to Pokemon and its structural issues. At least, not in this video, because we do that enough in a bunch of other dedicated videos. So today, let's get back to talking about what that new spin-off game will be. If you recall in the Terra leak, 2 Pokemon spin-off games made a huge splash in the news. One was a scrapped title called Pokemon Rodeo. We have actual gameplay footage of this title, and its idea seemed really cool and well realized by Game Freak. Just look at this footage. This looks like a blast even with it being unfinished in a very early build. It was designed to be a multiplayer game, and honestly, I do see a bit of this game in a game that we actually did get, which was Pokemon Unite. Now, the other spin-off game we heard about from the Terra leak was a game called Pokemon Synapse, but there was no video footage of this title in the files. Though from scripts we did learn that it was a game heavily inspired by Splatoon, of all things. This is the game that the files revealed is co-developed by Game Freak and Ilka, and as far as the documents go, this project has not been scrapped as of a few months ago. Now, the cool thing about Synapse is, it might actually be a fuller realized version of what we saw of Rodeo. This isn't confirmed, it's kind of just conjecture, but I can definitely see concepts from this Rodeo build being used in the Splatoon-like game. Synapse is also confirmed to be a multiplayer spin-off game, so that gives further credence to the idea if you ask me. Now, if it's not at all anything like what we've seen from Rodeo, that's fine too. We can still picture what the game will be like by looking at Splatoon itself, as it's cited as the direct inspiration. Now, to bring all the puzzle pieces together, there's a popular leaker on the block who's been right about so much this last year or two. That leaker is Pyro, and Pyro just shared an image of a synapse on his social media pages in reference to Pokemon Day coming this week. This is so obviously telling us that we will see a reveal for Pokemon Synapse during the Presents. Obviously, when the title is revealed, it won't be called Synapse, since that's just the codename of the game. But the concept is already known to us, and I'm super excited to see Game Freak's first jab at a spin-off title in their own franchise. We've already seen them do great experimental work with their first attempt at changing up their own formula in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And we're slated to see more of that in Pokemon Legends EA this year. So, I don't know about you guys, but so far, it seems Game Freak might do their best work when they actually do bring fresh ideas to the table, rather than doing the same thing over and over again. This might just be an awesome spin-off title for us to enjoy, and Pokemon Legends EA might be another wonderful evolution of the Pokemon series. Time will tell, but there's not much time remaining till we see what's in store. Just a few days. Pokemon Legends EA will definitely be shown off in the Presents, as it's Game Freak's biggest 2025 title. There's no reason they wouldn't include it in this Presents. And Pokemon Synapse sounds super promising on paper. If you ask me, it's an exciting time to be a Pokemon fan, so please take to the comment section to let us know if you think Synapse and ZA will deliver some fresh takes on the franchise, or if Game Freak might sour us with them. We can all discuss it together. Afterwards, check out more of my videos like this one here breaking down what else will likely be in the Pokemon Presents this week, including some leakers hinting at a previous generation getting a remake. Also, if you want your name at the end of all of my videos and you have the means to, do consider supporting me on Patreon or becoming a channel member. All the links are right in front of you. I've been johtojonny, and I'll catch you all there.